I hope you guys are doing well and trying to learn Pega by watching my video. So in last sessions we learned how we can do the routing, okay, and in today's sessions we'll learn how we can handle that like approval rejections, basically how we can handle the decisioning, okay, in our flow if any like alternate stage coming, okay, like if something is getting rejected, how we can handle that, okay. So that we will see in our today's session, okay. So as of now, okay, if I just recap what we had, okay, we had like a two data model and one case type. In our one data model is like kind of enter employee details, and then second one is enter leave details, okay. And most of the time we were using out of the box flow approve request, okay. So using that flow also I could have explained you, but this time I have created my own UI, okay, so on user interface. So we'll not see that approve reject button. Instead of, I have created a radio button where we'll see I have created my own radio button where we can see that options to approve or reject. So I'll just quickly show you the UI. So to do that, okay, I'll just open that section. So I have created approve leave request. So this is like assignment. On assignment connector shape I have like configured that flow action, and in flow actions we have one sections, and in that sections I have configured approve reject, okay. And then if you are rejecting, then the rejections region field will come, okay. And on approve reject, okay, the value of approve is approve and then reject is reject, okay. So this is a radio button. How we can configure the radio button options is in that for now I have given just in the property as a local list to approve or reject, okay. So how the flow will move is, okay, so that employee will try to submit that employee will submit a leave request, and then it will go for manager. So you can see that in our last sessions we had handled that routing to a manager one. So still I am doing the routing to manager one, okay. And then if it is approving, then we'll just resolve that case. So you can see that when we are going in entering to this stage, we are setting the status to pending approval, and then once it is completed successfully, then we are resolve completing that. But if it is getting rejected, we'll go back to, so you can see on rejections we are sending change to rejection stage, and here we'll try to resubmit, okay. So in resubmit I have created another user interface, okay, where I'm just presenting that the date, okay, and the leave reason, okay. I'm not presenting to enter the employee details again, and then again from here we are just changing a stage to change to approval, okay. From here we can send it back to create a stage as well, okay. So that also we can do, but for now I'm just doing from here only. I'm sending to approve request, okay. So basically to and fro happening between this one, approve and request, approve and reject, okay. So we'll go ahead and then first we'll create a case and see how the flow is moving, and then I'll explain the flow more in detail, okay. So I'll create a case. So just, okay, so here I'll fill the detail. So I'll enter the detail and then enter the department, email and phone. I'll leave it blank, and then I'll just say, let's say I'm giving a leave request for 3 weeks, okay, which usually in IT we very rare we get that, okay. So from 9 to 30, okay, and I'll just say vacation, okay. The reason for that leave request is vacation. I'll just submit it, okay. So now we submitted and it went for pending approval, we can see that, and it, okay, and the case number is 14. Now I'll go ahead and check with the manager that if we would have received that case, if we have received that case. So yes, we have received that case, and the label is asking approve leave request, okay. So now I'll first time simply approve that. So you see, when I selected approve, that rejections region note is not coming. So I'll just approve this, okay, and see what is happening. So current status is, you can see that, just keep a note of this one, pending approval. So I'll just submit it, okay. So see, once I like selected approve, then the case got resolved, okay, nothing happened, okay. Now what we will do, we'll go ahead and create another case, and this time we'll select an options to reject, okay. So I will just fill again, and then I'll select the date range again, okay, and then just submit it, okay. So this time is 15, so I'll just we'll go ahead and again check with manager. So yes, 15 cases there. This time instead of approving, I'll say reject. Okay, and then the reason is change the date. Change the date. So on rejection, I'm just sending back this leave request to the same employee who had created. Okay, we'll see in flow how I had configured. Okay, so if I'll go again and see that, okay, with that the user who had submitted that request, so he can see that 15. Okay, if I open that one, okay, then yes, he is presenting that, okay, change the date. Okay, so basically I'm not like showing that like employee details again, because employee details will definitely not change. Employee details we have just kept the TY for our learning purpose. In real applications that kind of things will not be there. Okay, so now how he will understand that what changes he has to make that. Okay, so the comment, okay, or the rejections comment which manager added, that we can see in Pulse. Okay, so that I have added that in Pulse and saying change the date. Okay, so we can give more details, and here also if you want to add, we can add some comment to our manager. Okay, that okay, for now I'll just change the date. So from 9, okay, 9, I'll just make it for 2 weeks, and then I'll just update the details and resubmit. So once I'll resubmit, it will again go back to the manager. Okay, so but before submitting, if I just go to manager queue in work list, nothing is there. See, nothing is there here. Now I'll resubmit this one. So if I'll resubmit, it will go to the manager in manager's work list, and now he can approve again. Okay, so now manager can review the details again. Okay, so the detail we are not showing here. Okay, but we can add the details in here in our the leave case type doesn't have any field defined yet. So this we say case summary. So that case summary should be added here in our real time applications. That details we need to display here. Okay, that this is just a POC, so that is where I'm not showing. And these things also you need to reset before loading that screen. So this time, okay, some you change the date, manager is fine, he can approve that. Okay, so from pending approval it will get resolved completely. So now you understand that how the flow is moving. Okay, so basically what we are doing, because this is like kind of a this is a very generic requirement which you will face in like kind of all type of applications. Wherever you are going, you'll find this kind of a requirement where we are submitting a request, and then some decision logic is happening, like okay, and on approve reject, like anything. Okay, any approve, like in any BPM flow it will go for approve or rejection. Okay, or like any logic, then it can come back to that initiator. Okay, so it can be either it will get rejected if okay, or it will ask for more details, provide more details. In that case also the flow can go back. Okay, so here you can see, like here we like employee will submit for approval, and then it will go for manager approval. Manager can like either ask manager can either approve or reject that case. So in case of approval, okay, this the case will get resolved. In case of rejections, it is going for resubmit. So let's review that flow, how approve request flow has been configured. So you can see we have created our on flow. So here we have configured our flow actions. If I open here, we can see that if I just click here, we can see our flow, approve request flow. In that one, we have configure a radio button, and in that radio button, the property name of that radio button is approve reject. You can see that approve reject. Okay, and the value is approve. So based on that attribute we have configured, we are taking a decision. So here we are saying approve. So if it is approved, then it will go back to yes, go to yes, and then the case will go close, case will get resolved completed. But if it is no, then what it will do, it will post to a pulse, it will post to a pulse a message. So pulse is basically a collaboration feature. It's like a sharing that comments. Okay, we'll learn sometime later about more in pulse, but for now just learn we are using post to pulse, and then in post to pulse I'm just giving that same rejections region. Okay, so this is whatever the region manager will add, that will get added to the pulse, and then the employee who had submitted that leave request can see that. Okay, and then we're changing the stage to rejection. So basically the change stage is out of the box utility or the automation, so which we can find here in automations. We can go and see the change stage. Also we can see the post to pulse. So these all are available here under automation. Okay, And then if you want to send the notifications which are also, we can do that. Okay, so let's say if you want to notify also, so notifications we can do it in that rejections flow. Okay, so I will show you how we can configure it. So now it will change the stage. So if you see in change stage, we are sending to approval rejection. Okay, so on rejection, the flow will come here, and then we have configured another like flow here in resubmit. And basically here what we are trying to do, we are just showing a resubmit UI and then changing the stage, okay, to approval, so that it can go back for approval again. If you, let's say if you want to add that like a utility or automation shape to notify, we can, that also we can do. So here we can select send notification. Okay, so that we can do, or send email, whatever we want to do. So I'll just select for now send email, and then here we can add that in the flow, and here in send email we can give the details. Okay, so it will ask the basic details. What, okay, so let's say it's asking for email details abc@gmail.com. so these things mostly we doesn't use like this. Okay, it will be kind of a dynamic, and we can say subject is your leave request sent modification, something like that. Okay, and then custom masses, we'll just leave that masses for now. Okay, compose. Okay, so we can just say please re submit, something like that. Okay, so that all that we configure, that can, we can configure. Okay, what happened, one second. Oh, let me refresh the flow. Okay, so you can see that now we have added that as well. Okay, so we'll run and see that. Okay, in case of approval also, if you want to add that email, that also we can do here, so that we can notify to that persons. So we'll again go to automations, we'll say send notifications. On case of yes, that we can add that here. Okay, so it all depends how and where you want. Just I'm trying to make you learn, okay, that how you can configure these things. And then we can select send, and then we can say here. Okay, here also we can say your leave request is approved. So let's say abc@gmail.com, and here we can say your leave request is approved. Okay, in custom masses we can just say the same, your leave request is approved. So here what all things we're learning here. Okay, so let's review again. So we have assignment shape. On assignment shape, okay, what is that error? Leave request is approved. So this dot we can't keep because trying to access property. So let's review what we have in flow. We have assignment shape. So assignment shape is where a user can manually perform some task, and then after submission, just on click of submit, okay, we are trying to determine that what is the value of approved request property. Okay, if it is approved, then we are sending an email and just like closing that, resolving that case. If it is rejected, then we are posting to pulse with that rejections region, and then changing the stage. On change stage, again we are sending that email, okay, to resubmit, and then on resubmit we're changing the stage back to approve request. So that is how our flow is moving. Okay, so you can see that final flow. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and create another case and show you. So I'll just create another flow. BPM submitted, start date I'll give something, and date I'll give something, and just submitted create. Now go back with manager and just approve it. So see here that approval, your leave request is approved, that got added. So here we can see that, okay, that got added. Actually our email ID is not correct, and we have not configured email details, but you can see that email details got attached. Okay, so that basically its system is trying to send an email. Okay, let's go ahead and try to so this is basically that approval one, if I show you, so this is your leave request is approved. Okay, let's try to quickly create another one and just reject it. Okay, one more thing we can notice here is that how a stage is changing. So you can see that currently we are in create a stage. Okay, and once we send it for approval, we'll go back to approve a stage. Okay, so you can see that we completed create a stage, enter leave details and employee details, and then we went to approve request. Now we'll go to manager, we'll go to here, and if we reject it, so instead of resolve completed, okay, it will go back to that rejection stage. Okay, so we'll just change the date and resubmit. So I'll just submit it. So you can see now it will go back. So it went to approval rejection section and send that email, and then it is asking to resubmit and change to approval. So we can see that email also, your request sent for modifications, please resubmit. So this message we can show that dynamically also, whatever the approval rejections reason, that also we can show in our email. Okay, and then again we can go back to that employee, okay, who had submitted this request. So we'll go 17 and we can just again we can send it for approval. So we'll just submit it again. If I go with manager, we can see that case, and again we can this time we can approve it. So if I approve it, so we can see that we can see both the messages. First is your leave request is sent for modification, sorry, 1 minute ago. So this was the first sent for modifications, and then this one is approved. Okay, so basically what all things we are trying to learn here, we are trying to take a decision, okay, that if it is approved or reject, and then based on approval and rejections we are trying to send an email, we're trying to post it to Pulse, and then we're trying to change the state. So these kind of things which we are trying to do. Okay, so these are the automation steps. We can see the color also, you can see that it's the same, and this color is for the decisioning, and these are the manual stage. So wherever we can see the green with the clipboard structure icon, those are the kind of a manual steps. Okay, and here we can so here it's already there, pending resubmit. Okay, so when we are entering to this stage, so initially when we are entering to this stage, the status is new, and then here pending approval, and then on completion or pending completed, and then here pending resubmit. So this is on a high level. I'll just quickly explain this also assignment step. So on assignment step we can configure how we want to route. So we are routing here to manager, and then few more details is there, like SLA, we can configure service level SLA, and then also few things is there. A status, we can configure a status here as well. So as of now we have only one steps in each stage, that is where like our status is working well. But if you go and design more and more steps within one stage, then we need to add those status, work status here also, and on submissions what message we want to showcase. So those things we can do. We can showcase few local actions. These things we learn, and notifications, these things we'll learn later. So this is what it for today. Okay, so I'll just quickly recap again that what we're trying to do. So basically we're trying to take a decision in our flow, okay, that if any alternate path, okay, if any rejection is happening, how we can take that alternate path. One more important thing is that when manager is routing, how we are determining that where it should go, to whom it should go. So for that one, I'll just open this approval rejections flow and show the routing. So here if you see, when manager is rejecting, we are changing the stage to rejection. Okay, and now we are coming here. So here what I have configured in place of routing, so here this time I have not configured to operator specific user. I have selected custom and then selecting work list. So if you remember in our routing session, I have explained you work list and work basket. Okay, so we are trying to send it to the person who had created that request, so that means a user. Okay, so I have selected work list, and then in place of router, so these are the like out of the box router which we can select it from the drop down, so to work list. And then instead of giving a hard-coded value, because hard-coded value we cannot give, because each and every employee can create that his leave request. Okay, so if we give any hard-coded value, it will always go to that particular employee. So that is where we have given px create operator. So px create operator is that a Pega out of the box attribute which holds that the person who had created that request. Okay, so that is where when we are rejecting, okay, when manager is rejecting, it is coming back to the creator of that request. Okay, so that is how we are handling that part. So these things will come always in your applications, and when we are rejecting, it should go back to the particular person, okay, to operator or to a walk queue. So that you need to see if you can use out of the box, or you can use walk party. So that is another features which we'll learn later. Or you need to create your own property and hold the value, okay, to whom we have to route. So I'll just quickly show you how, where we can see that px create operator on py on a clipboard. Okay, so if I, so this is, let's say this is the our one of the case. Okay, and if we want to review, okay, we can review the clipboard page of this case and see that what is the px create operator. So these things we will get on the clipboard page. So this, see, you can see that we have selected the same thread, and we have to go to py walk page, and we can search that px create operator. So you can see that author gogo road is there. Okay, so basically this will walk dynamically. So whoever creates that request, okay, on rejections, it will let's say that 10 employees working under manager 1. Okay, so like any one of them can create a request. Okay, so when manager is routing, system should be capable automatically to determine to whom we have to go back. Okay, and that is where the px result, the dynamic property, is helping, okay, to determine that who has created that request, employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, or employee 4. If you have just give here employee 1, that will always go back to employee 1, even though employee 2 have created that leave request. Okay, so that is how we handle this part. Okay, so this is it for today. So try in your applications. Definitely, if you're building any application, okay, either for your POC or in real time also, this kind of a situations you'll always get where you have to handle the rejection. Okay, so that's it for today's session. Okay, if you have any question, just let me know, and we can discuss. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye.